you live with anxiety, it's easy to become a victim to it. It's like those anxious thoughts and symptoms come out of nowhere and that you've got no say or control over them. You're just stuck riding the wave and waiting for them to pass, and it can feel really unfair because you didn't choose them, right? But I want to share something that really shifted things for me after 50 years of living with anxiety. Anxiety doesn't just show up out of nowhere, even if it might feel like it does. It always starts with a single thought. Now, you have the power to stop it at that point. And if you can do that, you can literally stop anxiety in its tracks. It can't take hold. But if you do what most people do, and I did it for years when you live with anxiety, you allow that thought to create another thought and another thought. And then all of a sudden, the flight-fight response kicks in and you've got a full-blown anxiety or panic attack. And that can be difficult to believe because the physical side of anxiety feels so overwhelming. It's hard to imagine that something as small as a thought could set all of that off and keep you locked in its powerful control. There's almost always a moment, something like just a flicker, where you think, what if I can't cope? What if I feel trapped? What if I get anxious? It's quick, it happens instantaneously and it's barely noticeable. But your brain hears it loud and clear because your brain is always listening for signs of danger, even teeny tiny ones. And it doesn't stop to check whether the danger's real. It just reacts. It hits the panic button before you've had a chance to realise what you were even thinking. And the worst part is, once the physical symptoms kick in, that racing heart, the nausea, the shaky legs, it really does feel like something's wrong. And then, of course, you start reacting to the symptoms themselves, which ramps everything up even more. So you end up in this cycle where your own thoughts trigger the anxiety, and then the anxiety makes you feel like something terrible is happening, and you believe you've got no control, and there's nothing you can do. The very first thing that I do in every session with a new client is teach them a really powerful technique that helps them stop this cycle from happening. It's the one technique that everyone comes back to me and says that was the start of them taking control back of their lives again. When you've reached that point where you know you want to make a change right now and stop anxiety from controlling you, you can book a 15-minute chat with me and find out how I can help you. But in the meantime, if you're not in that position, save this video so you've got it to come back to at a later date.